Hey, Tunist. Oh shit, Lasgar's live with Joe Cat and all of them. Holy shit, good for him. I'm gonna just stop in and say hi quick to that. Hey, Nether. Hey, everybody. Why are you sirring me? You look like death rolled over you, my god. Uh... Let's not talk about how well or bad I am doing. Let's just focus on talking about other things for like an hour or two, and then go right into Lasgar and give him some love. You know. Sarah, you don't need to scream. You don't need to scream, baby. I offer support. I know you do. Don't worry about it. I understand. Don't worry about it. For my bat. We don't need baseball bats. My cat is screaming at me too. Yeah, well, this cat's just been screaming all night. Age of Apostasy. Give me a sec. So the Age of Apostasy is basically the backstory to the Sisters of Battle. It came after the Nova Terra Interregnum, which is a time in the 40k time period we don't really know about. We know a planet called Nova Terra basically seceded from the Imperium, and a lot of bad shit went down both within the Church for the Imperium and the Mechanicum that allowed power vacuums to surface within the Imperium and allowed a man named Gorge Vandire to take advantage of it, which then he used all those power vacuums and all of the problems to become the sole head of the Imperium. He became the single High Lord of the Imperium. He then would take a cult named the Daughters of the Emperor, turn them into the Brides of the Emperor after convincing them that he was the reincarnation of the Emperor, and he would be overthrown later on because his way of running things was insane, and the Imperium was at the brink of collapse thanks to him. The consequences of such would be the Sisters of Battle became a faction within Warhammer 40k out of the ashes of the Brides of the Emperor, and the Imperium would go out of its way to make sure not one person could rule over it. Sarah, I'm coming to get you. I'm gonna grab you. You can't scream at me. No, we're not hanging out in the bathroom. We're not hanging out here. No. No bathroom for you. We don't need to hang out in the bathroom. We can hang out in here. You get to spend time in here with me now because you're being a problem. You're being a child. And the Inquisition founded the Ordo Hereticus. Correct. Would you like to play a random game in chat for the next 2 hours? I think I'd just rather sit here and chat. Genuinely. Just be the only voice that I hear today. I don't want to be on a call with anybody right now. Just be the only voice. I know I'm boring. I'm sorry. No, you're gonna run off and scream again, and that's not... No. Not happening. Buns don't make much noise, but he's certainly begging for my attention right now. Is Buns your bunny? Yes, my little dust bunny. Aw, good little baby. No. No escape. No escape for now. You want my attention, you got my attention. I got shit to do. I got shit to do. I'm on stream. Look at all the people. I know you can't see them, but they're there. And they see you. They also hear you. Look at her. She's absolutely, like, loving the attention and the affection. His name is Bucky, but I call him Bun too. Aww. My cat screamed at 4 a.m. like she saw a ghost. This creature randomly will just start screaming throughout the day. I don't know why. I don't know why she screams randomly throughout the day. Makes recording a hassle. During my TikTok days, you guys could hear her a lot. The pets are chaos. Yes, the pets are chaos. You are a little gremlin. A little gremlin. Little chaos gremlin. So what's going on in the world, chat? What's going on in the world? Ooh. You want to nom me? You want to nom me? Almost done reading No Fear, first Blue Boys book I've picked up, and I really like it so far. I'm glad you do. It's one of the best Ultramarine books out there. Okay, yeah, you're done. You're done. I know you're done. Miss Lily, thanks for dropping in. The cat's being a creature. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's like... Right now I have Absol pinning my good leg down because I was locked up from my migraine episode and it's still kind of affecting me. Oh, I'm sorry, Shadow. My cat just put herself right before my legs when I'm walking, and my 628 ADHD ass didn't see her. Aw. Cats need to learn that they can't walk everywhere, right? No, I lose my... I feel awful if I step on my little baby. I'm about to get one of the Primarchs. Cool, which one? The Dark Angels one. Lionel Johnson? Cool. 40k or 30k? Because both of his models are sick. The bun boops at ankles when I do his pen cleanings, because he knows cleaning days are also grooming days when he gets a lot of treats. Aw. 40k. Cool. I finished Taurus Rising 2 days ago, and god fucking damn it, Erebus. Yeah, welcome to my life. Well, welcome to the collective hatred of the Warhammer community for Erebus. Welcome to it. It's awful. He's the most hated character in Warhammer for very good reason, and Dan Abnett, Aaron Dembski-Bowden, and others will continue to write about him because it pisses us off, and they know it. And they love stirring that pot because it's funny, and I'm inclined to agree with them. Hell hath no fury. Hell hath no fury like loyalists scorned. And many a Wordbearer player fucking hates that he's one of their playable characters. Erebus and Corpharon, to be honest. Yeah. Even the Chaos Gods aren't keen on him anymore. No, they're fine with him. They're fine with him. And the NRX are kind of dumb because they just put super weapons on display. Well, they're not dumb for that. They were using it as an educational tool. And when you know about chaos, you can't be too careful with them. The entire point of Horus Rising is that the Imperium is built in such a way that everyone around them can't trust them, and the Imperium's already not willing to discuss things or ask the right questions because they don't know what questions to ask. That's the downs. Like, you can't blame the Interrex for being dumb because who the fuck could predict what the Imperium was, especially for the Interrex? Their society knew all about the warp, they knew about the creatures of the warp, and they educated their populace on it. They could just use pictures. Doesn't get the point across. And we used pictures of Auschwitz. We had plenty of people denying that the Holocaust happened. Here's the demonic weapon that deletes you if you dare get cut by it. In a stasis field. Yeah. It's that fucking serious. You can't get mad at them, and you can't call them dumb for wanting to educate their populace on the problems of chaos. Anyway, Cinnamon truly sounded like a religious leader. That was the point. What is a religious leader but a propagandist? There is literally no distinction between the two. A priest's job is to preach the word of their belief. That is what Cinderman's job is in Warhammer 30k during the Great Crusade. Him and anyone else that had his job are basically preachers of the Imperium. There is no difference. Neon Genesis Evangelion, another grimdark universe, but with a touch of H.R. Geiger. Oh man, one man's deep dive into his own psyche, his depression, his willingness to put himself through hell and everything, only to come back years later, redo it all again with a fresh perspective, and one where he's not ready to, like, throw away everything he's done. Don't you love that, chat? Also, just looking through the Horus Heresy updates. Because we got the release of the Custodes Legends sheets, which are free to download. So, yeah, if you want to play Custodes in Warhammer 30k or Horus Heresy Age of Darkness, the sheets are there. It's got all of your units, all of them. I think go up to a squad of 12 Custodian Guard? Jesus. Okay. 12 Sentinel Guard. Cool. Awesome. 9 Aquilon Terminators. Okay. Venatari Sodality. 3 Venatari. Gryfalcon. Where is the Sisters of Silence? Ah, here they are. Silent Sisterhood. Do you see what happened to Caldor Drago? Yeah! He got moved to Legends. Because he's a resin model. He's a resin model and no one was buying him. We know this is happening. This is not... I'm tired of this. I'm tired. You can still play him, Hoof. You can still play him. Criminy. Legends. Where is it? Close this. I'm done. I'm done with people freaking the fuck out. I'm done with it. Where is it? The Imperium? Or it was resin and they're still working on the new plastic model. Exactly. I'm just trying to find it. You still use Index. You still use Index rules until Grey Knights come out. So Calibur Drago is still playable. And then he's going to get moved to Legends, which then he will still be playable. You just need to make a physical list because the Warhammer app sucks and doesn't have Legends units in it. Yeah, it's not in Legends yet. It will be updated with Legends, though. That's what they do. Happens every goddamn time. We know they've been doing this since 9th edition. When did 40k 9th edition come out? And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because people are freaking the fuck out and they should know better. Genuinely. So I'm not directing this at you, Hoof. I'm directing this at people freaking the fuck out, and I'm annoyed with it. And there's a lot of other complaining about Grey Knights right now, like, why didn't we get Thunderhammers back? I don't know. Mostly because, maybe because, like, last time you guys had Thunderhammers, it was the main fucking problem of that army. The fact that the entirety of the Grey Knights army as a faction could just take a squad of Thunderhammers for nothing and wipe out everything in front of them. That all of their units could take strength 8 or 10 weapons at damage 3, AP 3, and kill anything twice their size. And every other army bitched about it. Hence why Nemesis weapons got fucking kicked in the dick. It's... People are so quick to forget. Oh my god. I get it, man. No worries. Thanks. I'm so tired of the Warhammer community's bitching. I'm so tired of it. One edition, they're screaming this needs to be nerfed, banned, removed, all that shit. And the second GW does, bring it back. It was good. It was fine. There was no problems with it. Why are you removing characters from the book? You mean characters no one was buying, no one was playing, and it's a resin model which we're phasing out? Doy! And Calibur Drago was one of the most hated characters in Warhammer. He read like a fucking lazy-ass isekai protagonist. What the fuck? I genuinely don't get it about the Warhammer community. Y'all fucking hated him anyway. Anybody who reads Calibur Drago, I don't get it. The majority of Grey Knight fans did not like him, and now all of a sudden they're flooding out in support. You still got Castellan Crow. Yeah, you still got Castellan Crow. You still got the other Grandmaster, who's far better than Drago. And Drago's lore is goofy. Yeah, it is. Oh, shit. Steve. I thank you for the raid, sir. I thank you for the raid. It's just me, talking wargaming news and stuff, because I'm done with people bitching. I genuinely don't get it. People demand that a character be removed for years, and then he gets moved to Legends, Like he's still playable in the game, but he's not in the book. He's a free download now because they took his model off because they're phasing out the models that are made of a certain plastic. And it's just... Oh, shit. Oh, Lasgar Lockman stream... Joe Cat stream ended shit. But yeah, it's... Man, it's fun being a Warhammer content creator right now. It's fun being a wargaming content creator right now. Holy hell, dude. You can't have a positive conversation about this game anymore, dude. Online, just at all. It genuinely infuriates me. Genuinely. One of the most frustrating things in the world is that I can't talk about and enjoy the hobby that I love because like, a bunch of people are like, they removed it. It's gone forever. We can't play with it anymore. It's not gone forever. They moved it to Legends. So Legends is a playable format. And resin is super toxic, right? If you burn it. Like, the process to make it is not fun. Let's put it that way. Granted, plastic, like, huffing plastic fumes in general is not good for the human condition and constitution. Just saying. It's not a good thing. And since we learned microplastics are a thing, resin's probably worse, but it's not just gaming. I know it's not just gaming, but right now, Warhammer... Drinking nun oil is perfectly fine, though. Oh, yeah, just let me get some sip. Let me just get some sip in here, chat. Bottoms up. Just some sip. For those not in the know, hi, I'm Announcer of Games. I'm a Canadian content creator. I focus mostly on tabletop war games like Warhammer 40k, Battletech, soon to be Trench Crusade once I get my Iron Sultanate rolling out. My goal is to be an innkeeper. What does that mean? Well, I like to welcome people into my hobbies, whether they be distantly interested or heavily invested. Doesn't matter who you are to me, so long as you aren't a dick or a gatekeeping fuckwad. I welcome you in to the bar to come play, to hang out, to chat, to learn. My whole content is based around the need to know information on series like Warhammer, Battletech, and so on. For those not in the know, Warhammer right now is, as many people would say, going through a rough patch with its community because Games Workshop is releasing a new edition for one of its games called Horus Heresy. It is a game set in the time of the Human Civil War, where the humanity's empire is split in two during a great war between the ruler of the Imperium's children. That got its new edition, and it was not without its controversy as a leak came out showing that a lot of units were not in the book, like not in the unit rosters that we use to build our armies, because those units got moved to Legends, because they're old and they need to be replaced. Because Horus Heresy is a game that's over a decade old now, and the old resin model kits are not profitable. And they need, and yeah, they're being taken out to pasture, but they're getting new models. When GW removes an old kit they know is popular, it's because they're making new kits, but designing new kits and everything takes time. It's a whole thing. And then the new faction books coming out are Grey Knights and Black Templars. Black Templars, I think, are pretty happy with what they're getting. Grey Knights lost 2 characters. 2 resin characters. By the way, for those that don't know, resin is a sort of plastic that GW basically fumbled. They thought it would be cheaper and more detailed. Wrong. It was actually more expensive and way worse than what they were using. So they're trying to phase all that shit out now. And they've been doing so for half a decade now. And the 2 characters that are missing are being moved into Legends. For those that don't know, data sheets don't just go away, unless it is, like, models that are heavily out of date. Like, we're talking all the way back in, like, early 2000s. Like, 2 decades ago. Old. And the characters that were removed are close to over 2 decades old. But we'll still offer an opinion. And Grey Knight players are losing their collective minds, even though for years one of the characters was absolutely hated and memed on for, like, ever, and the other character no one even cared about or even knew existed. I could ask a majority of 40k players of who the fuck Captain Stern was, and they'll just look at me like, who? Most Grey Knight players, too. Who the fuck is Captain Stern? I know who Captain Stern is because I'm insane. But, yeah, people don't seem to get to their heads that this is happening. This has been happening for a long, long time. Quite the shade on Grey Knights. It's not even shade. It's people needing to get the fuck over themselves. Holy shit. Like, what are actual reasons to be upset about as a Grey Knight player? Well, the fact that 2 of your kits, like, 2 of your units are just the same unit for every fucking thing. Your Terminators and Paladins, same unit. Paladins just have to have, like, that stupid emblem on the back, except they don't. What's the difference between a Paladin and a Terminator? What's the difference? There's none. There's not a difference between them. Strike Squad, Purgation Squad, Purifier Squad, Strike Squad. What's the difference? Well, one of them gets nothing but heavy weapons. And the Purifiers, if you like working with white, you can paint their helmets white. And all of them have slightly different profiles from one another. You could genuinely discontinue the Grey Knight Codex and put them along with Deathwatch in the Ordo, like, the Agents of the Imperium Codex. God, it would help that army. Cool. I'm talking about the models. I'm talking about the models. There is literally no difference between any other models. They need model updates. I genuinely be upset about that. And, like, granted, there are Grey Knight players who are complaining about that. And those complaints are valid. Those complaints are valid. Nemesis weapons not having different profiles, I agree, is problematic. They should have been divided into greater, regular, and twin. That's it. They should have been divided into 3 categories of varying strengths, and that's it. They're just the names, but here it's crazy especially. Yeah, like, chat, I'll show you what Grey Knights look like. Games Workshop. But yeah, it's a lot of bitching over nothing. And genuinely, it's just find something else to talk about if you're desperate for drama. Because it's fucking annoying. Genuinely. So, chat. This is the Grey Knight line of models. The Strike Squad is your base minimum unit. These are like your main guys. Your boys. The squad that fills out the spine of your army. That you build your army around. The Grey Knight Interceptor Squad is literally the same kit. Literally the same kit. You just get these struts. You just get these weird struts. Because they teleport. Purifiers. Well, Purgation Squad. It's just the same kit. It's just the same kit. It just has heavy guns in it. Oh, wait. That was the main kit, too! Look, chat, it's literally the same kit. Terminators. The Paladins, which are like their unique Terminators. Look at that. Paladins. Paladins. Terminators. What's that? The Paladin kit's in there? The Grey Knights feel like one of the laziest armies out there right now. And they definitely need model reworks. They need their own, they need their Terminators to be separate. They need their Paladins to be separate. They need to update the Grey Knight model line very badly. They need to make these 4 Grey Knight unit, like these 6 Grey Knight units, all distinct from one another. Like, at least make the Purgation Squad look heavier than the others, and make the Purifiers stand out more as a more purifying squad. Otherwise, like, every other problem I'm seeing from Grey Knight players, genuinely, it is mindless bitching and yapping for yapping's sake. Genuinely. It is the most annoying shit I've seen. And I've been here for 18 plus years now. And no one can argue with me that this happens every fucking edition. And it's gotten to the point of absurdity and I fucking hate it. Genuinely. And if you dare tell people that you don't have a right to complain because you know this has been happening for years, like, stuff being moved to Legends, you don't get a right to complain when you've known about it for years. This isn't blindsiding you. And to act like it is fucking dishonest. And I'm the one that gets, like, nailed with a ton of bullshit. It's genuinely infuriating and annoying. I do not like it. And the amount of harassment that, like, GW staff have gotten from these drama campaigns is... Guys, yelling at, like, a cashier or, like, some poor fuck who's working on, who's working for their social media. Yeah, that's not how you get your shit across, dude. Take a lesson from the Deathwatch players. They kindly and politely asked for their army to come back, and they did. Not only that, but they got a new kill team out of it, too, and that kill team looks sick. People like to complain. Yeah, well, I'm sick of it. Because it's mindless, needless bitching. And then all these people build up this image in their head. And then they're tricked by, like, Galactic Armories into supporting them. Even though Galactic Armories is very clearly in the wrong for stealing IP. And being blatantly fucking stupid. Like genuinely. That's a massive red flag to yell to people doing their jobs. It's... I make it known that if I'm going to be angry, I want to be correct in my anger. And that I'm not angry at something that isn't there or not happening. Because I'd rather be correct than wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I fess up to it and I move on with my life. I learn from me being wrong and I do better. And I do not like pushing drama. I don't. And I know people say, like, well, why don't you just ignore it? Because then they come into my comments and flood it. If you don't bring it up and talk about it and try to dismiss the rumors, they come in and flood the rumors anyway. Like, they come into your shit and flood it anyway. It's genuinely annoying and infuriating. Anyways, I'd like to ask whether or not you've seen my character concepts underneath your 40k game anime short. I did not. Guys, I need you to understand that, like, I'm all over the place right now. I can't talk about this online. It's not my place to talk about it here. I'm busy, is the best way to put it. I'm busy. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff on my end. I don't get a right to complain. I do not get a right to talk about it in any way, shape, or form. It's my personal feelings on stuff that I'm dealing with right now and trying to get work done and trying not to lose my shit because my mental health comes first. And yeah, so I haven't had a lot of time to look through the comments and whatnot. So yeah, sorry about that. No, I have not seen your character stuff. I probably won't see it because I'm like I'm not even gonna stream for very long. I'm like streaming for like another 13 minutes and then I'm done and we're gonna go right into like Lost in Spirals or something. I cook when it comes to character concepts. I love to see what you'd think. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And do not take this as a attack on you. If you have these character concepts in your head, just write it out. Just go fucking do it. You don't need to write them out in my comment section. Just go do it. Write your fan fiction. The whole point of that video was, yeah, to get an idea out of my head, but like, if you can cook with it, go fucking cook with it. You don't need my fucking opinion. I'm the kind of guy that unironically enjoys Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Season 1 to 3. Unironically. My opinion is garbage. Do not hope for my opinion on your characters, because I might disappoint you. But as I'm saying right now, I can't see everything. Don't wait for my opinion. Don't hope for my opinion. Go do it. Go write it out. Do it. Take the idea and run with it. My wife and their best friend are making a webcomic right now, and they had no idea what to base it on. And like my wife and their friend were just like, "Do you have an idea?" I literally just said, magical girl villain, quits being a villain, and opens up his own coffee shop. Boom, go. And they ran with it. Yeah, it's why when people ask me, like, hey, I have these character concepts and ideas, what do you think of them? I'm not comfortable giving my opinion. Because a concept, you don't know if it's bad until you put it to paper. Or you put it to animation. Or you put the work into it. You don't know. And I said something was bad. I said Fortnite was bad. I said Fortnite would fail. Boy, did that monkey's paw have plans for me! That's some good wisdom. Yeah. I can't judge something based on a concept. Because concepts are just vague ideas of what you would like something to be. Do you judge the quality of Gravity Falls based off of its pilot? No. A pilot is a proof of concept. That this is what the show as a framework is. The details will be fleshed out later. It's why I don't like to give my thoughts on concept. because concept is inherently an idea, like, just, here's my idea. And you're gonna find tons of people who love it, who hate it. But here's the thing, as a creator, we as creatives, most of the time, we don't take the positive, we take the negative. We are overly critical of ourselves. To the point where it kills our passion. It kills our drive to be creative and to do stuff. And I recognize as well that I'm not tiny. I'm not a tiny little man anymore. I do have a following, and I do have weight behind my voice. Not much, not much. It's not the weight of Markiplier, but I do have that weight. Because people see 12K and go, oh, he's getting up there. He's getting up there. And then smaller creatives take what I say to heart, and the last thing I want, ever, is to criticize someone's concept and discourage them. Because that, like, I don't want to be someone who, like, murders your dream or makes you feel like your dream's not attainable or that your idea is bad. I don't want to do that. I want to encourage creativity. I want to encourage people to take their ideas, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, hilarious, unfunny as shit, and get them out there. And actually do it yourself and not put it into some fucking data stack. But what are your current 40k lists look like? It depends on the army. If I'm playing Emperor's Children, I'm heavily focused on Shock Assault, Rapid Shock Assault, like pushing up the board, taking midfield, and my opponent's deployment zone as best I can. That's how I play Emperor's Children. Chaos Space Marines, it's a mix of melee, frontline melee, and backline heavy support. Space Marines, I play a very aggressive, middle of the board, brawl army. I like to brawl it out in the middle. Orcs, I just bodies. Bodies for days. Sisters of Battle, I don't know how I want to do their playstyle yet. I'm still figuring it out. I know I want more of their tanks. I know I want more of the Paragon Warsuits. That's just me, though. Yeah, I don't have concrete stuff. Thousand Suns, I play a much more aggressive, brawly playstyle with rubrics. That's just who I am. That's just how I do things. Hey, Wolfen. I began creating a world where it's always raining and people had to adapt because they were colonists before the extra system displacement shot. Like, yeah, like, cool. Awesome. Keep working on it. How are you, boss? Wishing you a wonderful day. I'm tired. And I feel like shit. Emotionally, mentally, and physically, I feel like shit. Hence why, like, we're not going to go for very much longer. We're going for, Dang, did you not hear earlier? He wasn't here. He wasn't here. He wasn't here. Wolfen is a person on another continent from me. My brother's making an astroterm list with only tanks and sentinels. Cool. Armored list. Neat. Sorry, Night 2, but not great timing. I began to work on their clothing, food production, and culture. Cool. Good for you, Knight. But yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go right into Lost in Spirals. You all give Spee love and affection. They're going through it right now. They could use it. But yeah, you all go show Spee some love. Just a warning to those, Spee is a 18 plus streamer. She is, I like to think, a friend of mine. I don't assume though, so go give them some love, get your emotes ready, everything. We'll be raiding into her. And you all have a fantastic day, okay? She on Twitch, right? Yeah, she's on Twitch. Go say hi. Go say hi, everybody. And I'll talk to you all next week. I'm not streaming this weekend.